Hey, Savion, Coach talked about all the weight you had gained in the offseason and kind of getting used to your body and the speed or getting your speed up to par. Is that kind of the process you've gone through so far?
Yeah, it's been, I would say, a slow process, but I definitely feel a difference from playing last season than this season. And I feel like as the games are going on, I'm getting more accustomed to this weight and being able to, be able to last longer on the field and other stuff like that.
How much did you put on?
So I was about 250 to 260 last year, and I'm like 280 right now. So about 20 pounds.
Tell me about the beginning of this Mississippi State game. You rush the passer, he throws it away, you get a sack on the second possession. Just having an impact like that.
Being able to do something like that, knowing that I'm able to bring that to the team is like a very exciting thing to have, especially when you got teammates that's ready to celebrate with you once you make them big plays. It's amazing.
Hey, Savion, right here. Last season, LSU's defense didn't get to see KJ Jefferson at quarterback for Arkansas, but this year you will. He's a very mobile quarterback. So, what is you guys' plan of attack to get after him and stop him?
He a real big quarterback. Like 6 foot something, 240. So, well, our plan on him, we definitely can't come in tackling up high and stuff like that because he the type of quarterback that's ready to drop your shoulder into him. So we got to make sure we wrap him up and that the backside pursuit be able to pursue to him so we can get him down.
How do you feel like the defensive line has kind of grown from week one till this point when you're fully in SEC season?
I feel like we did a lot of progress going from week one to where we at now. We had a couple of bumps and bruises along the road, but I feel like we slowly patching it up right now. And the whole D-line, we starting to put it together now.
Have you seen the secondary grow more since week one, since the season started, since camp?
I definitely seen the secondary growth since the beginning of the camp. Just watching them, from their energy to their focus to how they play is definitely a big improvement from camp to where we at right now.
Through the last couple of weeks, what has it been like to add Mason Smith back into the fold for you guys?
It's been great being able to have our full D-line back at full health so other people can see and realize like who they got to go against and like which one of us you want to game plan against because having all three of us as weapons is a hard thing to try and counter.
Are you looking forward to seeing how mature you guys are as a team to follow up last week? Almost a near perfect performance. This week, get your feet back on the ground, etc.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm excited because that last week just showing us that if we all do our 111, do our job that we have, how dangerous we could be up front and how dominant of a defense we could be.
What is it about playing Arkansas? I think the last three games have all been decided by 3 points each.
It's been a close game. They're a pretty good team. I see they got a whole new offensive coordinator, new head coach, and all that. But just them as a team, they're a very physical team, man. Just like us, we go put up a fight.
Savion, as you enter this stretch of the season where things get competitive, what's that mindset like and how do you keep yourself going?
So the mindset you need to have is like we always talk about. We need that competitive edge, and I feel like having a competitive edge in the SEC is like what separates from being an average team to a good team.
What are the Weeks brothers like to play with and be teammates with?
Oh, the Weeks brothers, they're definitely a great duo. I could see like just looking at them, they already got that chemistry being brothers already, and when you see them on the field, it's like they're in sync to what they're doing and all that, and it's just a fun duo to look at.
What about Witt and then just your linebackers as a whole, the job they're doing right now?
The linebackers, they've been doing an amazing job, whether it's from covering to simple things as getting the D line lined up right. They're definitely improving on that, and I like where they're going.
We'll do one more for Savion. Anyone's got it? Thanks, Savion.
Right over here. What's your opinion overall on turf versus grass, and do you notice the difference at all?
I would say I would rather grass, but I've played on a lot of turf in my career. I think grass, you get more cushion. You're able to cut, like your cleat can sink into the ground. You can cut quicker and make sharper cuts. But like turf is like you kind of playing on like a flat surface. So I probably would rather turf rather than grass. I mean grass rather than turf.
Early on this last game, Jaden Scramble looked around and knew that he had you on the backside on that pass. Is that a good example of he knows where everyone is and his command of the offense?
Yes. I think Jaden did a really, really good job going through all his progressions during the game. So the actual play, actually I'm the last read on that play, so that's why he came way back to me. I was beginning to go to the scramble drill because he scrambled out left, so I had to trail him backside. But then I saw him reverse, so I stopped where I was at. So I was just trying to make myself available for him. And we work on like scramble drill during practice. So he took from when we do our practice and brought it into the real game. So that was a really good job.
When you have a game like that where maybe it's not a perfect game, but it seemed close to it as far as your offense and scoring and domination, how do you get your feet back on the ground and kind of get humble again for another opponent?
Winning's hard. Winning is really, really hard, especially in the SEC. So you're just grateful for every win that you have, and it's easier to move on. It's easier to move on and focus on another opponent after a win. So I wouldn't say that it's really difficult to move on because short-term memory, wins and losses. You still got another game next week. So I think we do a really good job as a team of like forgetting. We will celebrate our wins and then forget and then on to the next.
What have you seen so far from Arkansas's defense that can possibly pose a threat to your offense?
They're really good. Their front seven is really good. Super talented. They have a very good defensive end. Number 7, I think he's a Missouri transfer, and they have a really good secondary. They play a lot of man, so we're going to use that to our advantage. We're going to use the skill set that we have in our receiving room, and they're going to challenge us. And we're going to embrace the challenge. And the O-line knows that their front seven is really good, and they're taking that personal and with a chip on their shoulder. And I think everybody, wants to go out there and prove a point.
Did you have a decent view of Caleb Jackson's run for that first down?
Yeah, I had a really good view. Once he bounced outside, I already knew something was going to happen. He was going to run over him. He was going to jump over him. He was going to run past him. Caleb's a really, really special running back. He still, make like freshman mistakes and stuff like that. But I'm taking him under my wing and teaching him and showing him everything I know, so he could be the best that he can be.
Yeah, how has that kind of been? How have you seen him respond to maybe the things that you've been telling him?
He was responding really good actually. I know I was a new guy coming in. I was experienced, but like people don't really know who you are, or they might know who you are, but don't know much about you on like the personal, relationship side. But as soon as I came in, I saw the potential that he had, and I wanted to help him because I know that he can help us this year, and he's going to help LSU long term. So when I saw the potential that he had, I just wanted to take him under my wing and teach him the little things. Because you could be a great, explosive, dynamic back, but if you can't do the little things, it's hard to put you in. It's hard for the coaches to trust you. So I didn't want that to hinder him during this process. So I'm doing everything that I can to teach him everything that I know and everything that I learned here and from where I was previously. And he's done a really good job of retaining the information.
I like your point about, you're a new guy here too.
Mm-hmm.
How have you kind of felt like you've introduced LSU fans to your style as a running back and what you can bring to this team?
At the end of the day, I felt like I came in and I was myself, I know my strengths, and you know I'm aware of my weaknesses, and I go out and I work on them every single day. And I feel like the guys embraced me, and I mean they welcomed me for who I was, and I mean that just made me even want to elevate and be even better. So I feel like at the end of the day. I just came in and I was myself at the end of the day, and I feel like that's been helping me, sticking to who I was and, not trying to vendor off or, try new things. I just being myself and just expanding on the things that I'm really good at.
Two more for Logan.
Coach was talking about Caleb and learning how to pass block. Is that one of the harder things you think when you're a freshman in college? And because in high school you're just getting the ball and running with it, you're probably not blocking a whole lot, right?
Right. So when I came into college, I mean, in high school at Rummel, I think they did a really good job preparing me for those kind of situations. I passed blocked a lot in high school, so coming into college, it was more of learning the technique. But kind of from Caleb's standpoint, he came from a different program to where he was just getting the ball and just having to run, not having to block much. So he kind of was a step behind. But I mean, every day he's working on. He's asking me questions, trying to get better at it. He wants to be a perfectionist, and he's gonna be really good at it.
What's it like being in a competitive position group? Do you feel like you guys kind of feed off of each other in these moments?
Of course, yeah. I mean, football is a competitive game at the end of the day. So, having a variety of running backs in that room, and not just a variety, but really talented running backs in that room. You have to be on your A game every single day, because I mean nothing is given, especially at LSU. Everything's earned. So, I'll say that it's really competitive in that room. But at the end of the day, we're brothers. I mean, we all love each other. We all support each other, and that's kind of how it was where I came from. So I tried to bring that here, and go the extra mile, showing love, trying to make sure to know that at the end of the day we competing for the same job, but at the end of the day, I still love you as my brother,
Thanks, Logan.
Got it.
Greg, speak about the development of the linebacker position here at LSU and different guys you've seen grow.
I think the whole room as a whole has gotten better, honestly. I mean, I think we have great depth right now, great versatility. I think a lot of guys can do everything different. We got Omar coming back this week, which would be a great help. His experience, his leadership, him coming back would be great. And obviously guys like Whit and Wes, those guys, they're great players. Whit's going to be a great player, young player. And Christian Braithwaite, he's coming along too. He's a young guy still learning. I just think we have a great room right now. And then obviously Perk, he plays everything. So, I mean, I just think we have great versatility, and I think our room is on the climb, on the rise.
As a veteran in that room, what do you focus on for the younger guys? What do you want to be able to deliver to them?
Just try to help them play fast. Like during the game, I was telling Whit, just don't think, just play fast. I try to handle as much communication so he doesn't have to do as much, things like that. So just helping him play fast as much as possible.
Hey, Greg. So it seemed last week in the Arkansas BYU game that the offense struggled a little bit. So how are y'all going to plan to attack the offense, attack KJ Jefferson as a dual threat quarterback?
Yeah, Arkansas, last 3 years, I think the game's been decided by less than 9 points or something like that. But we know it's going to be a great game. They have a great team. KJ Jefferson is a great quarterback, big guy, can move around and things like that. So I just think our defense needs to go out there and just handle the game plan, do our 1-11, and hopefully we can come out with the win.
You like the maturity of the team when you go out and dominate a game like you did and get a lot of compliments. You feel like everyone is capable of resetting and looking ahead to the next game.
Yeah, I definitely feel like that. We've moved past Mississippi State. We're not even thinking about that anymore. All our focus is on Arkansas and getting better every day, honestly.
This game has been close every year, the last several years, like a field goal game.
Correct.
So I guess when you hear you're an 18-point favorite or whatever, that may not mean much to you.
Right, yeah. I don't think anybody on the team really pays attention to that. We know the type game that is going to be Saturday night. We know Arkansas is going to come out with an edge that we got to match, and it's going to be a great game. We know it's going to be a tight, physical game.
Are there any benefits to having the defensive coordinator as your position coach?
Oh, it's definitely some benefits. Like, he'll tell us stuff that he's going to change before he tells the whole team and things like that. So it's definitely, we get the game plan probably a little faster than other positions and things like that. It's definitely some benefits. And just the way Coach House thinks, he's definitely helped me see like the whole picture of offenses and things like that to help me play faster.
When you hear Coach Kelly say, "I want gentlemen off the field, but not on the field," I immediately think of defensive guys hitting people, right?
Right,
I mean,
correct.
what can you say about what is he trying to build here as far as the character of the players and the program?
Yeah, I just think Coach Kelly's he's basically telling us he wants us to be good people off the field and great gentlemen and things like that, hold the door for ladies and things like that. But on the field, he wants us to be dogs and guys that get after it, that play with an edge. And I just think he wanted us to get back to that. I think we got away from that a little bit, and we're trying to get back to that mentality.
What did you take away from the last game in terms of, I think they had 7 yards on their first 5 possessions. What was working so much for you guys?
I just think as a whole, the defense was just playing. Everybody was doing their job. Guys were straining and running to the ball. I just think as a whole, everybody got after it and everyone was focused. And we knew that Greg wasn't playing, and we went out there and wanted to play for Greg.
We have 2 more for Greg, guys. Dale's got anything?
He's obviously in your thoughts moving forward a lot.
Correct.
Boy, has that been tough for you guys, or how you dealt with it?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, obviously, not having one of our leaders out there, but he gave us a message for the game to go out there and play and get the dub. So that was very important to us to hear from him. So we just wanted to go out there and play for him.
Thanks, Greg.
Appreciate it.
We had a question for Charles. We got a mic to you. We good?
So how do you think the team, when you have a game like you just had where you dominate and you get a lot of compliments, how do you kind of get your feet back on the ground and humble yourself for the next opponent?
Well, we just did that today, coming out here on the Attitude Tuesday. 22 periods, we got after it again. Just like last week, it was something that we felt that needed to be done for us to get started fast and get to playing with our feet up under us from the jump. And like we come out, we do the physical things first right away. So just coming out and getting physical right away, getting our feet up under us, getting our feet wet, and just keeping it going throughout the week.
The last 3 times you guys have played Arkansas, it's been a field goal game. What's made the game tough and what makes them challenging?
What kind of makes the game tough and challenging is just, it's a rivalry game. So, like, every year, we're going to get their best shot and they're going to get our best shot because we're playing for a trophy. And, it just means a lot, especially in the SEC. These rivalry games mean a lot.
What have you seen these last few games with Emory kicking inside and Lance playing on the outside?
Just seeing, with Emory coming in at guard, he can play guard as well, and then Lance coming in and getting some reps at tackle, for his first couple times I saw, it was a good fit. I thought it was a good fit, but we also still have Miles, and Miles is playing well too. So, I think Emory is a great player, whether he's in at guard or tackle, and I think Lance can be a great player when he's at tackle too. So it's just, we have the options there if we need to switch them out and flip them in and out or not, but we have options there. And, it was good to see the young guy, Lance, especially get his feet wet. So, yeah.
I'm curious, as kind of practices have gone on from fall till now, have you seen Mason, or maybe felt Mason Smith get like bigger and stronger and more comfortable with, I don't want to say being out there, but back in playing mode, I should say?
Yeah, he's most definitely getting himself back ready to play and things like that. It was just, coming off an injury, like the injury he had where he was out for a whole year, it's kind of hard to get yourself back into the swing of things. And then he couldn't play week 1. So, him coming back and just seeing the way he works extremely hard. And seeing the way that he runs around the field and just even the little things like running off the field and things like that. Like he's genuinely trying to, get his body back to where it used to be, and he's doing a good job of it.
Whenever there's personnel changes like that, how do y'all keep that mindset cohesive amongst that position group?
Really, it's just, instilled in all of us throughout the whole group. You got to prepare for anything, really. So, like, you know, when we study for teams and we study for things, like we're not just studying for our position, like, oh, he just no center and just no guard. Like everybody has to know all 5 positions, because if somebody goes down, then we got to step it up as the next man up. So it's just like, you know, when we have a situation like that and, you know, we have guys like Lance that can step up for us and, you know, guys like Emory can bump in the guard and play guard for us, it just makes our unit a lot better.
So far this year, it seems that there's no real front runner for the SEC West. What do you think it will take for this team to make it back to the SEC championship and possibly further?
You know, just to continuously do what we have been doing the last 2 weeks. You know, just staying on the constant grind. You know, and not getting complacent and not getting too comfortable. You know, like you said, it isn't really a clear team in the SEC West right now. But you know, we feel that if we just come to work and do what we got to do every day, we'll be back where we want to be.
Bordelon seemed to get some compliments after the game the other day. How's he coming along?
Borderline's coming along well. It's been great to see his development. You know, he's always been strong and big, but it's just good to see him get more fluid. You know, with his joints and his body mobility, he's been getting more fluid and he's been getting more comfortable and trusting himself and trusting his strength. So, you know, it's been real good to watch Bo develop.
So different things have been said about the boot over the years. So the boot's cool. It's something you want to win?
Yeah, for sure. Okay. That brass right there, that copper and brass, that's, man, it's going to be a live one.
It used to be that the guys at the end of the bench would pick it up at the end of the game and stuff, but now starters and stuff are going to grab it? Or?
Yeah, we just try to grab it. You know, whoever, you know, is there first, you know, grab the boot and bring it back to where it belongs.
Any other questions for Charles, guys?